This video had to be filmed in a few segments just because of outdoors and all the things that happen out here. But I think I did get all of your questions answered. So I'm out here doing barn chores and I'm gonna do a Q&A video and we'll see how this goes. When I tell people that I fiber farm, I usually get one of two responses. The most common is, well, what is a fiber farm? So to answer that question, a fiber farm is a farm whose main purpose is to produce fiber, and so in my case that is sheep and Angora goats and Angora rabbits. Also alpacas or llamas or cashmere goats. The other response when I tell people that I fiber farm is, oh, that's my dream. And really, if it's something you're ever considering to do, it's never too early to plan and do research, and you know, when the opportunity comes, then you're ready for it. So for me, it took me 2 years to build the fences and get the barn built. And in that time, I was reading everything I could. I was going to start with goats, so I was reading all about goat care and researching how to process fiber and how to shear. And so by the time I finally got there, I actually knew a lot more than if I had just done a little bit of research and then gotten the animals and then tried to figure it out as I went. You know, so if you're considering getting sheep or goats or Angora rabbits or whatever, it's not too soon to start planning and start researching. And that way, you know, maybe if the opportunity comes sooner than you expect to get some animals, you're prepared. Also, with starting a fiber farm, it really doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very simple. You don't need a lot of land. If you want to start with Angora rabbits, you really don't need any land at all. But there are definitely different options. You can start with just a couple animals. If you're really serious about starting a fiber farm, I definitely recommend my Barn to Yarn workshop. I'm offering that at a couple fiber festivals this summer. I might also be offering it online. I'm still working on getting that figured out, but I'll see if that's something I can do. If so, that's definitely something I recommend you check out. Another question was, how many rabbits do I have? So right now I have a total of 13 giant Angora rabbits. 3 are babies, so that's 10 adults, and 8 of the adults are my permanent breeding animals. 2 of them I'm just keeping for a little while, and then they'll be moving on to new homes. For shearing tips, if you want to learn to shear your own animals, I definitely recommend a shearing stand for goats and sheep. It makes it much easier. The animal is restrained comfortably, and they'll just stand there while you can shear them. You can use a simple pair of hand shears that are very inexpensive. They're easy to use. They're not loud, so they don't bother the animals. If you're doing rabbits, I recommend Wall Bravura clippers. Those are really excellent for getting through the really dense fiber on Angora rabbits. Those are definitely the best clippers that many rabbit breeders recommend. For tips for washing fleece, I refer to my last video that was on how to scour a fleece, a very quick and easy way that's great for pretty much all types of fleeces, except for maybe the very heavy grease ones. As far as the best ways to market and sell fiber, the number one recommendation I have is know about fiber. So know what you're selling, know what the qualities are, know the terminology. Even if you aren't a spinner yourself, you're going to be selling to spinners, so you want to be able to accommodate what they're looking for. So being able to properly describe a fleece is very important. Even if your fleeces aren't that clean, you still want to describe that accurately. The venue isn't as important as how you are able to describe your fleeces. For just starting out on your fiber journey, one of my best recommendations is don't be afraid to try anything. a lot of what fiber artists learn just comes from experience. We've all ruined fleeces before. It happens. So, don't be afraid to get an inexpensive fleece and just try washing it, try processing it, and see what happens. And if you find out that you don't like processing the fleece as much as buying ready-made fleece, go ahead and buy that fully processed fleece. You don't have to do everything yourself. One of the great things about fiber arts is there are so many options out there depending on what you like to do. So if you don't like process your own fleeces, well, they sell fully processed roving and top and roll eggs and all sorts of things like that. Maybe you don't like washing the fleece yourself, but you do like carding it, so you can buy a already washed fleece and card it yourself or comb it. And there are really so many options. And really talking with other fiber artists and seeing what they like, what they've learned. We all learn from our mistakes. And I definitely believe that there's a purpose for every kind of fleece. And so really don't be afraid to just try stuff and see what you like to do and just have fun.